So whenever somebody used to go down on me, that was like one of my biggest fears, that I was going to fart on them.
Yeah.
I would like try to pinch, but then when you're like pinching it, it's like even more so that it's definitely going to be like, so whenever I felt one coming out, I'd like suddenly move to another, like, oh, hold on a second. And like, you know, like try to make it like nothing else and then quietly poof and then go back. But if I didn't like them, I'd just poof on them.
And you have no control because he's hitting it from the freaking back.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not sexy at all. Not at all.
I always start laughing and giggling.
Yeah,
but then every now and then the guy thinks that I'm giggling at him, and I'm like, no, I'm giggling at myself. I'm queefing, dude.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean,
guys
our
like
asses.
that,
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Because the ass queefs, too.
Yeah.
During sex. And
any
it'll
trapped
get air
air.
in there and all of that, even though it's not an actual fart. But it'll, and I've had some guys that are so into that, they're like, oh, yeah.
They like sound effects.
Yeah, because they feel, you know, oh yeah, I'm really tearing it up. I'm really going
the music.
to
Like there's certain things like I don't want to see your face when you come. I don't want you to see my face when I come. There's certain things I just don't want to see, and I don't want to like look in the mirror and just go, I just don't want to see certain things.
See, I'd enjoy most of that, all of that.
I like looking at myself when having sex.
I do too.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy that.
I like looking at myself in a mirror. I love mirrors.
But sometimes, like, my husband makes these stupid faces. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, is something wrong with your eye?
Yeah, because I start to laugh when the guy makes stupid faces. Yeah, I'm like,
I can't help it.
trying not to, Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they're goofy looking.
It kind of blows the mood down.
Yeah, there's some weird shit that happens with me because I am attracted to a certain amount of what I would call manliness. I don't want to say macho because most people have a weird
masculinity.
Yeah, like there's a
I do too.
right, and then when they make that weird face, it just takes all the masculinity out of it.
That bitch-ass face.
Or something. Yeah, I'm just like,
get out of here.
Yeah, like sometimes it just kind of just totally destroys the whole masculinity. Yeah, or something,
Ew.
Yeah.
Cut that shit
like
out. Go pick up a
Or like it
hammer.
reminds me of a boy. Yeah. Or like they do like a 12-year-old boy kind of face or thing, and it just totally throws, because I don't want to fuck a 12-year-old boy. It just grosses me out. I don't anything that reminds me. Yeah. Anything that reminds me of a 12-year-old boy, I'm just grossed out by. I'm just like, oh, not sexy.
Anything that's like remotely childlike makes me want to barf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
like, I remember my friend started dating this girl, and she was a woman. I shouldn't say she was a girl. She looked like a girl. She just looked extremely young, and she was so tiny, petite.
Yeah.
And that's I have a friend whose wife is like that.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because she looks like a child.
Yeah, I see that in full-grown men where they still look like 12-year-old boys and they're super skinny or something. And I'm just like, who's fucking that? There's nothing there. There's no tone.
I have a friend whose wife is very petite and small and looks very young, like, and he was like, oh yeah, I'd like to put her in a cheerleader's outfit and all. I'm like, okay, well,
yeah. I'm like, check his computer for child porn. That's gross. Yeah.
But in a way, that might be
keep him away from the
to
kids.
a Trump party.
Yeah, or whenever they go to a party and there's a bunch of kids in another room, he goes to the room where the kids are, and wants to play with the kids. I'm like, crazy. He wants to go by the pool where all the little girls are.
Come on, guys, let's play chicken.
Yeah.
But that might be a way for release that fantasy in a way, not actually step into it.
I hear you, but I also think it feeds into it.
Yeah, that's
true. I think that if it's real in some way, then it's wrong. I think if it just stays in your head and that's all it's just in your head and just your hand and your own penis, okay. But if it materializes in some way, right, if it materializes in some way, if there needs to be porn on the TV of it, if there needs to be a girl looking like it needs to be a doll looking like it, then I'm like, no.
Yeah, I was I was at a sex party the other night.
You don't say.
Because there was some porn going on, and I was kind of getting into the porn, and that's what was helping me get almost come.
Okay.
And so he turned away from it, and I didn't come. Yeah, and I didn't come, and I didn't want to do that either. Yeah. So we just kind of finished. Yeah, thanks.
Did you fake it?
No, I'm good. And
so you just stopped fucking.
On to somebody else, and I move on to somebody, But
wait, so you were about to come.
Well, I was about to come, and he came walking in the room, and I was like, "Yeah, can I come inside you? I'm about to come."
So is it like
And
a
so-
but you're-
case? You hand it off to the next one.
Yeah,
But you were
right.
already outside of him. Because this is the thing. This is what I'm trying to get to. Because
No, I
I
was
thought that
fucking
you
him
were,
earlier.
so you were still fucking him.
No, I was fucking him like 20 minutes.
You had
before.
already pulled out and were doing that.
Yeah, and then I walked in. I went to
Okay.
get a drink of water, and there was some porn on one of the TVs. So I sat down and I started jerking off, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm about to come." And then he comes walking in, and I was like, "Let me fuck you. You know, can I come?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So, but then he turned away from the porn that was making me. That was.
But you didn't go inside. You didn't
Yeah, and
go.
then I started fucking him, but I
He
couldn't
didn't
come.
come.
See, that's the weird part. He didn't know that. You just like were fucking him, and then you're just like, well, okay, and then walked away. Because usually guys go, and
Yeah,
then walk
no,
away.
he knew. I was like, "Yeah, listen, I'm sorry, I can't come." And he just got up and walked in the other room.
Oh.
And, yeah.
That's insulting if you can't come when somebody's inside my butt. I'd be insulted.
In
I would
the
be
gay
like,
world,
why
you
the
get
fuck
used
can't
to
you
it.
come while you're inside my butt? What the hell? That's a tight hole. Yeah,
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
I ain't loose back there.
I'm quite offended.
Yeah, I would. I really would. You could have at least faked it.
Yeah, but I think
I thought about it. I honestly did, but I was like, "No, I can't. I'm sorry, but I'm good. I can't." And then he left, and
I
I
wanna
jerked
know
off,
more
came,
about
and
this
left
party.
the party.
I want to know more
wow.
about this party. Is it like a lot of people?
Well, by the time I got there, I had a rehearsal before, and then I was like,
What
"I think
were
I'm
you
horny. I'm
rehearsing?
going to this. I'm going to this party," and it was up in the Bronx. So
You went all the way to the Bronx? Oh, well,
Yeah.
you all live in Washington Heights. Okay.
Yeah, only maybe about 12 or 15 at that party. And-
I'm such a voyeur. Like when I've been to sex parties, I'm such a pervert.
Oh, but
I'm
I've
like
been
watching
to,
everyone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'm
like
a
when
voyeur.
there's like,
Ow.
that's a requirement. You walk in, they give you a
Jesus.
bag, you take all your.
Jesus, more heterosexual men need to be gay then, because the
Well, I
poor
think they
guys,
are.
they're
That's
missing
what
out
I'm
on
talking
so
Talking about-
much.
That's something I was talking about with some friends over the holidays. Just nice holiday talk,
So I was at this
Was-
sex party.
was because I noticed this huge expansion in the younger gay scene. Like when I was that age, we had to kind of hunt each other out. And it was very underground, and there was very few of us. Now it's out in the open, and it's like every guy in the city
Smorgasbord.
is gay. And I think my theory is that men, by all accounts, are very horny creatures.
Yep.
And girls are taught not to protect the flower and not to give it up and do. I think is one of the causes for this, and it'll be interesting to see, out of all of those gay boys that just pack stadiums practically, how many of them will end up finding a wife
Yeah.
and
I think
Going
more and
out
more
and-
men
and-
should be fluid because they are hornier. We're not constantly horny.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
'cause
I
when
do
it's
feel
done,
sorry
it's
for
done.
heterosexual
men
men. Yeah.
basically it just
Yeah,
get
the
them
younger
off,
the
put
younger,
something hot and
yeah.
wet on their penis
Exactly.
set up so they can go to bed.
And that's why female prostitutes are, can
That's
charge so much
ideal.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's predominantly men hiring women prostitutes.
Have you ever had this scenario?
Yes, probably.
When
I've had
after,
them all.
when you have somebody over and you finish having sex and you really want them to leave.
Oh God, yes. Oh my God,
And
yes.
you try to be like, oh, I gotta get up early in the morning.
Yeah,
However,
exactly.
I have a doctor's appointment at 6:45.
And they're like, let's cuddle. No, let's not. No.
Yeah.
I want to go to sleep by myself. The door's right over there. Your
See,
clothes
like,
are on the
We
floor.
ran into that with family recently. No, we weren't having sex with them. No. But just I wanted them to go.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
And they
right,
wouldn't.
right,
yeah.
right.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
take the hint.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally falling asleep, and she's like, "Are you sleeping?" I was like, "Yeah." It's
Yeah.
3:30
Yeah,
in the morning.
time
I
to
can't
go.
keep my eyes open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't believe they didn't get this shit. Like, I'm literally closing my
See,
eyes.
at that point, I would have been, I'm going to bed. You guys do what you want. Good night.
Yeah, but
I
I
would've
don't
left.
trust these fuckers in my house.
Oh, well then,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
See, that's the dilemma for me. When I used to date, it was always like, okay, so I'd prefer to go over to his place. That way I can always just leave, right?
Yeah.
But then you never know if he's got a fucking weird basement dungeon shit, right?
Right.
And then
Or
you're
a
kidnapped and
roommate.
drugged, right?
Yeah.
But then if you go to your place, then he never
He
fucking
won't
leaves.
leave.
Or he
Plus,
knows
he
where you
knows
live.
where you live, and now you
Yes,
got a stalker.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I
true.
did enjoy prostitution because we always went to hotels.
Yeah.
done, right?
Right,
I'm
a
like,
temporary space for both
right,
of you.
right, because it really,
Neutral
it's
ground.
yeah, it's really
That would
scary.
be really interesting though, because imagine if that was like the rule. If you weren't married, you had to have sex in a hotel.
Yeah, you know what?
You
That
know
should
what I
become the
mean?
Oh, I would
rule.
be into
That should
that.
become the rule, yeah.
I'd be into
It's the
that.
safest
I would be
place.
love
playing
hotel
single
sex.
all the
Right.
time.
And they got cameras. Yeah.
I love
Hotels, if you do wind up murdered and stuffed underneath the bed, at least they'll find your murderer.
Well, at least by the time the next shift of housekeeping.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll find
Well,
your
that's
body
the thing,
eventually,
'cause
yeah.
I love hotel sex, but I always feel so sorry for the cleanup the next day.
Oh.
When the we'll have the sheets off, it won't be
Yeah.
like all over the
Isn't
place.
that funny though?
Gay
When
men
you go
do
to
have
a hotel,
extreme
you're
sex.
like, oh, I don't care.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why you should always bring your own sheets. Strip the bed and then put your sheets down.
I never sit on their comforter.
Yo,
Do
oh
they
no,
cover?
Yeah.
no.
Or like the
I put the
furniture they have
sheets,
in
yeah.
there.
I get the spare sheets out of the closet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never sit on.
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I've done some disgusting
Oh,
me
things.
too.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen too many fat fucks from Ohio sitting there with the balls and ass all
Yeah.
on the, just coming in there dripping, just, yeah, their stinky asshole in the sweat.
Brought to you by Holiday Inn.
Hey, even the classiest hotels, those fuckers don't give a shit how much money.
Oh my god.
They will still sit with their naked, hairy ass on those chairs without a sheet or anything. Oh.
Not me.
Ugh.
That creeps me out. I don't even
Ugh.
like touching the pole on the subway.
Yeah.
Like I get into the stance and I spread my legs like this much, and I know I'm not gonna fall. I just ride
Yeah.
the subway.
You surf.
I surf it. But
No,
I don't want to hold on to that disgusting pole.
Now, if the pole is cold, I will. Because it's really hard for bacteria to grow in cold shit. And then I always
it's always
remember,
nasty for
don't
the
touch my
heck
face,
too.
don't touch my face.
Yeah,
So I
sorry.
walk home kind of like this, like, don't touch my face, don't touch my face until I
Yeah,
get to
right.
wash.
But yeah, luckily I'm tall. You're tall too.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
Yeah.
Like up at the top, because a lot of people nobody ever reaches up to the top.
I always
Yeah.
have dicks in my face.
I
oh,
know,
God, I'm
right?
so envious. I'm so
Yes.
envious. I love dicks in my
I-
face.
Yeah, I have a cartoon where they hide there, yeah.
Yeah, it's always like someone's dick or
Yeah.
something in my face.
Sometimes I think they do that on purpose. And then they
Yeah,
get
they
that
do.
stance,
They do,
you know,
yeah.
and then they get that stance and they just
Yeah.
kind of
That's
sway
alpha males.
back and forth
Yeah.
with the train. I'm like, motherfucker.
You're not surfing, dude.
You're not surfing this ocean.
Okay, so I was reading online on out.com. They were talking about queer sex and sexual resolutions for the new year. And I found this article.
Queer sex?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what your sexual resolution should be. And I found this very interesting because it had like a list of like 12 things. And one of them was eat more ass.
Ooh, gross. No, that's bad advice. E.
Well,
coli.
queer and, well,
Or is it
queer.
Ebola?
Well, no, I mean,
Ebola.
Like, several people
That's
invite people
disgusting.
to
Oh,
do
okay.
that, too.
No, feathers are okay. You could just do feathers. You don't need your tongue. That's disgusting.
The other one that stuck out to me was,
They have a whole list.
yeah, stop being a giver. Make sure that they give to you.
I agree
Yes,
with that.
I
Yes.
agree. I'm learning
Because
that too.
Yes.
it's that, you know, one of the things was like we spend so much time like wanting to try to please other
Right.
people that our satisfaction
Right.
just doesn't happen.
And sometimes we don't even know what it is
Right, and that's
because we're
Yeah.
so busy giving. Yeah,
that's
we haven't
the
even thought about it.
self-loathing thing. Burn that sucker
Yep.
up, and I've been fucking since, rather than
you.
getting fucked.
Yep.
Because my
Good for
entire
you.
life I've been like, oh, how can I make you happy?
Yeah.
How can I? Well, motherfucker, make me
Yeah.
happy for a change.
Well, and
Yep.
another thing that I saw was interesting was try to bottom more.
Been there.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting because a lot
Yeah,
of my
that's
friends are like, either they're topped or they're not. Do you know?
Are
what
you
I
talking
mean?
about male or female or both?
Well, she
Both.
said
Okay.
queer thingy.
But yeah, well, it was out.com. I was reading. I read everything.
I love that.
And it was I just thought it was really interesting. I started thinking, well, what are like my sexual resolutions for the year? Like, do I have any? Like, what is it? You know. So, do you guys have any?
Yeah, mine is me.
Don't eat ass.
Yeah,
don't eat ass.
No, me. Like, what is it that I really do enjoy and want in sex? Because I've been so geared towards the male pleasure all the time.
Same here.
I haven't really thought. I mean, I know how to masturbate and get myself off and everything like that. But having sex with another person, what is it that I really, 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 really want?
Right. Exactly.
And I really do think it's like a long fucking massage, and I want them to not concentrate on anything genital. Like the thighs, you know, the back of the knees. I want no genital contact, just everything else, and slow and luxurious and that kind of thingy. Instead of always, you know, give me a dick, give me a dick. Because I remember as a little girl, I never fantasized about sucking a dick. I never did. But that's the number one thing that you learn as a girl: suck that dick, suck that dick.
It's funny because when you think about it, like as a young girl, the things that we fantasize about sex, like it's gonna sweep me off my feet.
Right. It was never a dick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it was never that.
Yeah, like as a little girl, I never thought, oh, I wanted to put him in my butt.
Yeah.
Please just put it in my butt. Like,
Just roll me over and pound me like some ground beef.
It
Right.
Was, it was more like, we're gonna go to dinner. He's gonna buy me a nice necklace.
We're gonna cuddle.
Yeah.
I might get a massage or two out of it.
And I remember like watching old movies. I would get turned on. You would see a film clip where the guy would just do like that or something like that, and I thought that was just. I was like, yeah, that's it. Just the attention, the acknowledgement of the sexual contact. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what get me. Or the eye contact. You know, in films, I get really upset if before the sex scene or before any kind of love thing, if there's not that eye contact kind of thingy going on and that acknowledgement. You know, because I know with every great sexual, it's that acknowledgement and there's like that spark and then boom, you know. And a lot of a lot of
both really into
right,
it
and that's what I find missing in a lot of movies that leave me disappointed. I'm like, well, that was created by a man. He didn't know that spark shit, or you know, some pervert like Weinstein that doesn't ever get that spark. Like, what girl ever looked at Weinstein and had that spark? Oh yeah, I want to fuck you. Come on.
Yeah, but my sexual resolution is similar, only from a gay man's point of view, which is I'm kind of flipping it. I'm flipping it, and I'm trying to find out for the first time in my life what I want, and what I enjoy.
Right. Because you've been focused on the other all the time,
Constantly, it's always about how can I please you? What can I do? Oh, I'll make you happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, motherfucker, make me happy now.
Right.
You know, I'm really impressed with my cousin. She just went through this breakup, and she's been doing a lot of her me time, like buying stuff for her, like buying herself flowers. Like taking herself out to dinner, like, you know, just to like build up her confidence. And I thought that was really beautiful. And I was like, more people need to.
Back in the old days, it was called selfishness. I was selfish. Oh my God, I've done that. Yeah.
No, but that's necessary because you're so used to doing for somebody else that that's the best thing you can do is to pamper yourself.
And think about if women. We need so much foreplay to excite us. If we actually enjoyed going and shopping for the lingerie, do you know what I mean?
Right.
If we enjoyed the lead up to it, you'd have a lot more fun.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why birds do all that dancing. That's their foreplay. We think that, you know, the sex only starts when the bird jumps on the other bird. No, I think all that shit, the girl is like, getting hornier, you know? Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden she does her little butt and the guy jumps on.
It's a tail feather.
Yeah, right. Or like they do a lot of sniffing. Yeah.
Well, I've decided that I want to buy a new pair of shoes every time I have sex. Because I want to be able to look at them.
Right. Yes.
And make sure that, you know.
Very beautiful.
Yes. Now, isn't that a
Yes.
sexual resolution?
Yeah.
For
There you
your
go.
ass?
I like it.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Do stuff
Good
for you
shoes.
that makes you feel good during sex. Like, you know what? If we want to go get our hair done to get it messed up, we should be able to go get it done.
Or wouldn't it feel great?
I love
Somebody's shampooing your hair while somebody's licking your
That would
thighs.
be hot.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea. That's a good idea for a hairstyling salon.
Yeah.
Right.
Salon.
And as long as you don't touch the groin, it's legal. Like I could just lick to death the thighs. If I don't lick the groin, it's not prostitution. Yeah, we have all kinds of weird sex laws. Everything has to be about the groin touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is all geared towards the male perspective of sex as well, too. It's not geared towards the female perspective.
My dick gets hard, let me stick it in. That is the
Yeah,
mentality.
it's about
And so it's
insertion.
all
There's a
about
whole
the
bunch of thing
vagina.
about insertion,
Right.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
So on one of my websites, I do it like we do like a daily like sex news, like what's happening in the news. And what I'm starting to notice now is on my daily search, there's more and more female teachers being prosecuted than ever before. Now
yeah.
I've had this website for many years,
Yeah.
and
There's
do
about
this
5 or 6 popular
Yeah.
ones now.
and we do this every day. So like
Yeah.
every day, like yesterday was R. Kelly, the other day was blah blah blah. You know, so it's always what's in the news, and I'm starting to know there's always been men in Florida. I hate to say this, it's always men in Florida with like young girls.
Wow.
But now it's starting to be like high school teachers, middle school
Yeah.
teachers.
Maybe because a lot of those
With their
middle school
students?
teachers
Their
are
students.
23 years old. Like some of
Yes.
those girls are still young.
No, we're talking about female
Oh,
teachers.
yeah.
And
Female
male
No, that's what I'm
students.
talking about. Some of those,
Right.
some teachers are young nowadays.
Yeah,
They're like
you're right.
23
And then
years
you have-
old.
23,
Yeah.
24 when they
And
come
some
out
of
of
those 12-year-old
college.
boys looking like they're 18.
That's
or
true.
those 18-year-old boys looking like they're the same age as the teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they just slid off the pole.
Yeah, I always, I think that we do need to redefine the term pedophile.
Pedophile.
I really do think that pedophile should be somebody who hasn't gone into puberty in any way, shape, or form. That should be pedophile. That should be the child, right? If you're starting to go into, right, but if you're already starting to go into puberty and you're through those, I would say like 13 to 17 years, then that should have its own category and its own laws, and then the adult.
Post-pedophilia.
Yeah. Because pedophile
Yeah.
gets thrown around so much, and if you don't look like a child and somebody's fucking you, I think
And
they
you were
have a way out.
misleading.
Yeah.
And you were misleading
Yeah.
and told this person.
Yeah.
But if you're a fucking teacher and the kids in your science class,
Right.
you should be
Yeah,
banging
right.
them.
Right. Yeah.
You
Don't
Yeah.
invite
should have a
them over.
clue.
Right.
Yeah, there was
Like
like another story.
If you're doing second grade, yeah.
Yeah, there's another story. I want to say it was in Florida, but it was about a football coach who had like one of his trainees that he had staying at his house for the summer, and the wife was molesting the little boy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange one too. I wonder
Yeah.
how often that actually really did happen, just never was reported, because boys were told that they're supposed to enjoy it.
Yeah. And when you think about,
Yeah.
right?
Because there's been more and more men coming
I mean,
out saying,
boys
this
did what?
happened to me as a boy, but
Right.
nobody's ever talked about it because it was a female that it did to him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's interesting.
So, more of these stories are coming out. It was kind of like, when the Catholic Church, they could have denied, oh, that was just one girl, oh, that was just one boy, until thousands of them came out. And so maybe that's what's happening now. More and more boys are going, that shit happened to me, and I
too.
didn't like it at age 12. No, I didn't appreciate her putting her hands down my pants, but I was told I was supposed to.
Yeah, and I think for some females, they probably feel very dominant.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely.
They probably feel like they're taking charge of their sexuality.
Right. Or
Where-
helping him out, teaching him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it used to be you would teach, an older woman would teach a younger boy. You bring him to
Yeah.
the whorehouse and
Now,
she'd
see,
teach
I
him.
think in a way that is a good idea.
I think there
in a
should be
way,
teaching, yeah. In some way, yeah. Not
Like
the
where
crap
we
they
have
get
like
now.
sexual mentors. If we had a sexually open society.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Instead of criminalizing sex all the time.
Right.
And we mostly
That would
criminalize
be
our
the most popular
genitalia.
class in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
I'm
And at
sorry, I
that
didn't
age, you
get
really
that.
do want to learn about that kind
I'm
of stuff.
sorry, I didn't get that eating out thing. Show me
Yeah.
I know.
I'd be like, get the saran wrap out if you're gonna do that.
First, wrap your partner in saran wrap.
Yeah. And if you're cut the condom in half.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like I remember Nina Hartley was doing the safe sex campaign, and at the conventions, she would have a piece of plastic, and she would kiss her fans through the piece of plastic, and it was like a really big deal. And I think
That's a
that
good
was
way.
around like when the whole OSHA and the laws and stuff started going on, like with condom only sex, this, that, and the other. Because there is talent, I should say, that will only do condom only,
Right.
but
Right.
they don't make as much money.
Right. Well, now because has been that shift, especially since PrEP, and
Yeah, people don't care anymore.
Yeah, that it's all bareback. But for me, I am still I lived through the AIDS epidemic. I saw people catch that, and 6 months later they died a skeleton. And so I still can't. I need a condom.
I think
I'm not there yet.
I think all that's going to come back around, because there will be a second wave of HIV or something worse, because that's what happens when you have unprotected sex over and over again. Eventually something grows.
Yeah, and they were saying that in the nursing homes, the rate of chlamydia has gone up.
Wow.
And in the gay community, because of the barebacking, gonorrhea has shot up and everything.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I remember we moved my friend's father into a nursing home, and they gave us all this literature, and I'm doing all this research, and it's like STDs in retirement homes. Because half the time they fucking forget. The nurse was like, some of them have dementia. They go and they fuck Ruth next door and they forget.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, are you serious? She was
and poor Ruth is sitting over there. Why hasn't he called? Why hasn't he called?
Get out of my tomatoes. Yeah. And I was thinking about that. So when we were down there, it was a lovely, lovely retirement community. Not a place that I could afford to live in. And I was thinking, okay, like, as you get older, either you have or you don't.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Do you know what
That's
I mean?
pretty much how all of society, it's heading in that direction. Either you have or you don't.
Or you don't. And I was thinking how much money my girlfriend is spending to put her father in this place, and how much it costs weekly. And they have doctors around the clock. They have
they're nice. I've seen those facilities.
They
they're
have
really nice.
trams. That ride through the property, just in case you want to get to the dining hall.
Yep, if you got the money,
nice.
it's either that or you walk out into the desert.
Yeah.
And everybody waves
I'll be
bye.
sitting on a lawn chair.
Me too. I'm going to be like, once, I'm like, okay, everything sucks. I'm going to like do some kind of fun heroin or something. Yeah. But it's got to like really, really suck though.
No, seriously,
yeah.
have you thought of, because when I was going through my whole cancer thing, I really felt like I want a fucking party.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like just go out partying. Yeah.
I want to go have a good time, and I want a freaking party, and I don't want anybody to tell me anything different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But being hooked up at the hospital or something like that, I don't want to go out like that.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Nope.
It fucking sucks. But, and I started to think about, okay, if you had 24 hours left in a day, what would you do?
I would be naked riding the subway, fucking everything in sight. Next question.
Nah. I'd probably just keep doing the same old shit because I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like,
24 hours later.
I'm going to dodge my,
Yeah.
Damn.
Just my luck, I would do everything I wanted to do, and then I'd live.
Right.
And I'd live to face the consequences of all the dumb shit I just did in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
That would be me, because I never win anything. I never win shit. I never, if there's a contest, I don't win it. If there's a raffle ticket,
nope, I don't win it.
Don't even give it to me, because I'm not going to fucking win.
Nope.
So if I'm going to die, chances are I'm probably just going to stay alive and then suffer for the rest of my life.
Like I said, I wouldn't believe it. I'll just keep going. I'm like, whatever. It's a conspiracy, I'm sure, just to ruin my day.
Right, exactly.
Oh, well, on that note, we get to end the show and I get to go
before
eat.
we end the show, your shirts. Read them. Tell them what's on your shirts. I love
Well,
that.
mine says bitchin', obviously.
I love it.
Which was so funny, because I walked in and I saw her shirt and it said, "Stop bitchin'."
Stop your bitching and start a
It
revolution.
started a revolution. I was like, holy shit, wait till you see my shirt. And then he comes in as unity.
Can't we all just get along?
Puppies and rainbows.
But
And
we're all colorful too.